Welcome to Let's Talk Context Live, episode 10. I am Ethleen, and today we are going to talk about some really cool stuff. So I hope you're ready. Alright, make sure you stay tuned because I have some really exciting news that we're going to talk about a little bit later. But first, how was your week? I feel like this week went really slow. But yeah, let's chat. Tell me how are you doing? How is your week? What's the state of your mental health? I feel like the world is starting to get over coronavirus, but now there are like all these other things that are happening, at least here in the US. There's like a bunch of stuff going on now, and it's just kind of like constant ebbs and flows, constant hill and valley moments. Anyway, just curious to see how you're doing. What can I do when I don't feel like studying English? Don't study English. It's a pretty simple answer. When you don't live in that country where the target language is spoken primarily, I think that, especially if you're really focused and disciplined and determined and you are trying to work towards the goal of mastery, it can be frustrating when you make mistakes or you're constantly hitting hurdles and walls and things like that. So if you are struggling, if you are like finding yourself in that place where you're like, man, I want to study English, but I don't feel like doing it, just take a break. Give yourself a break. You are entitled to rest and not study for a little bit. Definitely, like, get off Twitter, get off Instagram, and just relax and do something else. Give yourself like a couple days or a week and then come back. And I think that will help you because the pressure of constantly learning can be super frustrating. Hi, friend. Oh, so happy that you're joining us today. Yay! Okay, let's keep going. Can the word being be substituted for as in the example? Can you say, I'm going to try to make a long story short, but I know it's going to end up as a long story? So being would be the word of choice. In that case, I know it's going to end up being a long story because the process of you telling that story, it is a process. So you need that progressive tense. So no, I think British English relies heavily on as, and if you are on Twitter or if you submit your exercises on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see that a lot of times I'll suggest that you change your as, or one of us will suggest that you change as to because or something like that, because British English uses as a lot, but American English not so much. So in that situation, no, you cannot substitute as for being in that sentence. All right, and then can you explain the rules of commas, double quotes, and single quotes, please? Very quick, like Spark Notes kind of thing. We use quotations to indicate dialogue. So if someone is talking and you're trying to communicate that that person is speaking, you would use quotation marks, double quotes. We also use quotation marks when we're doing a play on words. So if I'm trying to say that he's my friend, but he's more than a friend, then I would use the quotation marks and I would say he's my friend, which is suggestive of I'm trying to use that term in a way that it's not typically used. We also use quotation marks, the double quotes, when we are citing something that someone else says. So if I am quoting something that my friend said or I found in a book or a piece of text, then I would use the quotation marks to indicate that those are not my words. Those are words someone else said, and I'm just citing those words. So that's very quick, like Cliff Notes, kind of when to use double quotes. Single quotes we use when you're quoting a quote. So if I'm having a conversation with my friend Lizbeth, and I'm talking to her, but I want to cite that something that someone else said, and I'm writing it down as in like a paper or something, the dialogue I'm having with Lizbeth, I'll use the double quotes, but then the minute I start to quote or cite what someone else said, I would use the single quotes. And then finally, when to use commas. So there's like a bunch of rules that we have in grammar of when to use commas. So here's what we'll do. Right now, our 3 a.m. lessons, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time lessons, are on possessive nouns. Once we finish this round of lessons, grammar lessons, I will teach some rules about when to use commas. Let's do that, and let's see if that'll be helpful to you. So then our lessons on Twitter, if you follow us on Twitter, will be on commas. And if you all have some specific types of grammar questions or things that you're trying to learn or understand better, please email info@speakrightplay.com, shoot me a DM, write it in the comments section, and we'll try to incorporate as many of these grammar lessons as possible to help you, because ultimately this channel is for you, and the platform is for you. All right, so huge news. You ready? I am so excited. Some of you know that we had a new team member come on board, and she's been doing an amazing job. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, you've seen her work because she's been like handling a lot of that. And so now we're bringing Twitter into the mix. So we're going to have new graphics, and YouTube's going to have new graphics, and it's going to be wonderful. But we are moving to a new time. That's the real news. So as the world starts to open up, the economies are opening up, people are going back to work, many of our online friends have jobs, and so Fridays at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time no longer work. So we are going to move to Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, the lives are streamed, so you can always catch it if you're not available at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that is something that we're going to move forward with to make the lives more accommodating for those of you who want to watch it, but you have a job and you can't on a Friday afternoon. The other news is there are new exercises coming. Yes. So we did a poll a couple weeks ago, I think, and the vast majority of you said you wanted to learn more business English. And there were 2 exercises in particular that we used to do that we no longer do. So here's what we'll do. We'll bring back one of the exercises, and then we'll kind of see how things go, and then we'll bring back another one. So be sure, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, follow us, turn your notifications on for YouTube, because even the phrasal verbs, the idioms, expressions that we'll be learning will be more business English centered. We'll still do everyday English because, I mean, a lot of this stuff, it's applicable outside of the business context, outside of the business world. But since most of you requested business English, we're going to do some business English because, again, the platform is for you all to learn. Yay! So let's go ahead and do Around the World. Around the World today, we're talking about the We Are One, a global film festival. And so basically, I saw the article on BBC, and it was written by Stephen McIntosh. And basically, what's going on is there's going to be like 100 films totally free on YouTube that you can watch. And these are films that are from contributors from Cannes Film Festival, Tribeca, and Berlin. So basically, all those film festivals, or a vast majority of the major film festivals, and even the smaller film festivals, they're basically allowing us to watch these films for free on YouTube. So if you are looking for something to do from now until June 7th, then I will post the link to the BBC article, as well as the link to the YouTube channel where you can watch these films. Independent films, and usually what happens at these film festivals is these independent films get picked up, they get bought by major distributors, and that's when they make it into the theaters. So you kind of get a preview of these films. You get to see these films before many of them potentially hit the theaters. And I mean, no one's really going to the movies right now, so why not maximize and watch these films for free? I think that's great, and because of what's happening in the world, it's wonderful that they've opened it up and allowed us, the regular public, to take part and participate in what's going on. Oh, so here's the deal with the scheduling, right? So I recognize that Sundays might not be good, so what we're going to do is we're going to try Sundays, kind of see how Sundays at 4 go, And if Sundays at 4 are not really good, then we'll switch to Saturdays, and we'll just kind of feel it out. We're going to be doing lives at least for another month, right? To kind of see if the lives are great, if you're enjoying it. So if you enjoy these lives, if you're learning, if you're seeing how English is in action and the phrasal verbs and all of that, then definitely like the video, share it, or put it in the comment section just so I can get like an idea of the feedback, whether or not to continue with the lives or to stop them. But we're still going strong until June. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so pronunciation perfection. Again, so we have the month of June. You write 4 of these dictations and you get them correct. You'll be entered to win one of my favorite books. You get a copy, your own personal copy, or you can get my copy. So be sure, if you've missed the past lives, there's still time for you to go and participate, which is super cool. So just all you have to do is submit 4 dictations and get 4 dictations, and you'll get entered into the contest, and you can win a free English resource. Who doesn't like free? I love free. All right, so ready? It's not like Josiah to behave like that. Do you think something happened during his last trip? His mom and I haven't been able to get a word out of him about what went down. That's why we requested this meeting. So go ahead and write what you think you heard me say in the comment section. If you're correct, or if you're close to correct. If it's not like 100% you wrote the wrong preposition, that's not a huge deal. But if the majority of what you write is correct, you will potentially get counted 4 times. If you get 4 correct, then you'll be entered to win one of my favorite books. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support. I'm really excited about next quarter, third quarter, about the exercises that we're going to be doing, and like everything that's coming, and the contributions of the different people on the team. Oh, one last thing. Our online persuasive writing course will be starting a new cohort. So you will have a chance from June 1st, from Monday, to register, to sign up for the class. It's a great class. We learn a lot. Your writing improves. We do more intensive grammar study, editing, and all of that. So it's an opportunity if you've been trying to improve your English, if you've been trying to really like build your writing skills all around, writing, listening, speaking, we do it all. Then definitely check it out. There's a link in the description, but you'll also see the promo on the different platforms. I hope you can join us. We have a lot of fun. It's a small class, so you get that, intimate kind of attention to help you with those areas that are still kind of areas of struggle. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next week, next Sunday, 4 p.m.